Welcome back to another episode of the Diamond Downloads. Cardinal Mason, Chase Diamond over there. Dude, my baby fever's back.
Why? How come?
Bad, 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 bad. Dude, I saw this TikTok and I tweeted it and it got like 1,100 likes on my Twitter. But it's this. It's a little girl. Kind of looks like your house, honestly. She just wants to show her dad outfits. Look how cute that is, bro.
That's super cute. Yeah, dude, I've got
Oh
two
man,
daughters. They do this.
I'm ready to be a dad. How are you doing?
Heck yeah. I'm good. Dude, things are good. Getting ready to go out of town tomorrow for a few days to visit my grandparents. My brothers, I, and my dad are going, and we're kind of turning it into like a boys' golf trip as well, slash visiting the grandparents. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah, man. Sounds good. All right, you want to jump into these?
Let's do it.
Okay. Biggest early entrepreneur L's. Do you remember taking it? I mean, I know the big ones, but like any like major rejections you got right at the beginning or times you really embarrassed yourself like early on in your career that you feel like sharing with the class today?
Oh, dude, it's funny. I actually put a tweet out maybe a week or two ago that like part of the reason that I started my agency was because no agency would hire me. So there's like two reasons why I started. One is because my first job, I was so close to making six figures. I wanted to make six figures. And I figured out early on that agency and services was one way to do it. And at the same time, kind of through that exploration, I started applying to a bunch of agencies, hoping to pick up some side work or maybe a job that would pay me six figures. And no agencies would hire me. They literally like, you don't have an agency experience, so we won't hire you. And I always was like, damn, no agency is ever going to hire me because I have no agency experience. So I had the great idea just to start my own agency. Be like, how hard could it be? And it was really hard. And I understand why they didn't hire me. But hey, 7 years later, give or take, I figured it out a little bit and still figuring it out. So I think for me, my L turned
A
into
little bit, bro. You guys do 8 figures a year. What are you talking about? A little bit.
yeah, a little bit. We're still learning. So that was kind of a recent one I remembered. I've talked more about like the Bernie singles one, I think, maybe not, about how we bought this site, had a lot of potential, ended up becoming an L, but also a W. So I have a lot of like these crossover ones that were L's that with the right kind of finessing end up being W's and great learnings.
Yeah, that's one thing that's interesting too, is like okay, so there's all these cliches in business. And I think we talk about this a lot where it's like we hear all these business cliches and then we realize that like we think they're corny and then we realize how true they are by going through it, right? Where it's like people always say like, oh, a failure teaches you more than winning ever will or success ever will or something like that. And you're always like, what does that even mean, bro? And then you realize that like the feeling of failing feels really bad.
Yeah.
Like being rejected or being embarrassed or like doing and making yourself look dumb, that feels awful. And you'll do anything to avoid having that feeling again. And so it'll always stick with you. But like success is very fleeting, right? Where it's like on Monday, you have a good day and you feel successful, and then on Wednesday you have a bad day and then everything sucks. You know what I mean? So I think all of those are like very formative. And
Yeah.
like this is one thing I try and tell students too, is like I never want to like take too much of the failure away from them because then they're not going to learn anything meaningful. You know what I mean? So like when I was coaching my brother way back in the day, I did this when I was coaching Lutz, which is like a close buddy of mine who's a wicked copywriter now. I did it again where I was like, dude, I don't want to tell you too much of the secrets because you're not going to actually learn anything. Like you can't just like I can't just tell you everything. You actually have to go through it. So like it's kind of like being a parent where it's like you have to let your kid fall off the bike a couple of times
Yeah.
so they can learn how to ride.
Yeah. And related but unrelated, over the weekend, this past weekend, there was a football game. There was TCU played against Boulder. I don't know if you care about it or saw it, but like Deion Sanders is the coach of Boulder and he has two kids. And the quarterback had been training with Tom Brady. Tom Brady's been helping him, giving him advice. And the quarterback had a record monster game. And he talked about like Tom Brady sent him a text saying, don't get too comfortable. Don't get too cocky. Like learn from the mistakes. And the moral was like, this guy broke school records. They had a huge upset, but Tom Brady's like, cool, that's great and all, but let's focus on the ways that we can improve and let's focus on where you failed. Don't just gloat and be too, connected to the win, the things you did well. So it was just kind of interesting, like whether it's sports or business or life, you obviously want to celebrate the wins, but not too long that you kind of ignore the losses. And Elon Musk, remember when he got named like the richest man in the world? he said something like, "All right, cool, back to work." Like I think he celebrated for like 30 seconds and then he was back to work.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's kind of cool how many parallels there are between like business and sports. I feel like billionaires are like the pro athletes, like Elon Musk is like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And we're good at business, but like we're still like D1 high school. Like we're good. We get a varsity jacket, but like that's
Yeah.
pretty much, you know what I mean? We might not be
Yeah.
going to yet. We still gotta put in some time and practice, but yeah,
100%.
great stuff, man. Okay. Next one. Favorite business movie and why? Do you watch movies?
I've watched some. I've got a couple of shows and movies that come to mind, but I'll let you go first on this one.
Okay, so there's two that I like. And really just because like the thing that gets me going about business is yeah, it's cool to watch people make money, but also it's about like leadership and power. I think that's really cool. Like I love the position I'm at where I have a team that I need to lead.
Yeah.
That's the most fulfilling thing in the world to me. Like the business is cool, but like I just like sort of leading from the front and working with my people and we're doing cool stuff, right? So I talked about this on another podcast where I said that like if I could like sort of give myself a movie character, like who would I be? I'd be Jordan Belfort. And I don't want people to think like I don't want people to think that I'm just like some basic business bro that watched Wolf of Wall Street and then all of a sudden just wanted to be a billionaire. Like it's not really like that. I've watched it like probably 10 times now. And every single time I'm fascinated by the way that Jordan Belfort can like lead a team. And so I love Wolf of Wall Street. I also love the lifestyle stuff. Like I don't go that crazy, but like I've had some weekends where it's like you could, you if I showed you a bunch of pictures from my weekend and then the movie, you wouldn't know which one's the movie. Um, and I also like, I mean, dude, Goodfellas is a good one.
Yeah.
Um, where it's like it's not really about business. It kind of is, but it's about again, um, managing reputation and like managing competition. And it's still about leadership and power and stuff like that. And that's just fascinating to me. I just think it's cool.
Heck yeah. Dude, those are good ones. My movie one, the first one that came to mind for me was The Big Short. I thought it was like a really interesting concept where like a few dudes, I think it was like one main guy, but a couple buddies, a couple friends, they just bet against the banks and they just bet against like the status quo. Like, the banks were too big to fail. No one was saying this. These guys were seeing this crazy. And they just had so much conviction that they doubled down to the point where like a lot of people didn't end up liking them. So I just really like The Big Short for the fact that like if you have conviction in something, you've got to follow it to like the nth degree. So I'd say like that for movies, and then for like I guess like a TV series, I really like Succession. I don't know if you've seen it, but I
Yeah.
love Succession because it has the family element, it has like the drama, it has like the lessons of building like a legacy company, and then kind of the kids coming in. I don't know. I just really like all the different elements in play there, from like the type of businesses they built with like advertising and media companies to the family dynamics and kind of some of the intricacies. And I think a lot of that's probably like somewhat true on the lives of these really wealthy families that we don't get to see. So I thought it was just kind of an interesting, kind of peeling back of like what the reality of some of these families could or maybe looks like.
Mhm. Dude, that's cool. Yeah, I watched like the first 5 or 6 episodes of Succession. I wasn't really super into it, but everyone says it's great. Is it actually
Yeah.
good? Should I see it?
Yeah, it's really good. I think you should give it a chance. It's really good.
Uh, you ever watch Suits?
Yeah, yeah, I watched it a long time ago. I like that as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot you. So I keep forgetting you're older than me, and that like it came out in like what 2009 or something like that. So you were probably like watching it in 2009.
Yeah, it came out
Oh,
in 2011, it looks like. Yeah, I was watching it in, I guess,
probably college, right?
college. Yeah, college. Yeah, I was watching it in high school, beginning of college. I watched a couple seasons in college and I haven't stuck with it since, but great show.
You're 30, bro. Are you 30?
Yeah, yeah, I'm getting old.
And one day I'll be 30, bro. Cool. Anyway, I always thought it was cool. Like, dude, when I was in high school watching that, I always thought it would be cool to be Harvey Specter.
Yep.
And so that's why I wanted to kind of be a lawyer. But then recently I've been watching it and I'm like, I'd rather be on the other side. Like, I'd rather hire a Harvey Specter, which I kind of did. My lawyer is kind of like Harvey Specter. Like, he's kind of a badass. And I just think it's cool. Like, you have more power on the other side. Like, being a lawyer is cool, but like being like the hedge fund manager is way cooler.
Yeah, it's interesting, dude. Like, what you watch as a kid obviously influences a lot of like what you want to be. And I also saw or heard something recently about like the way in which most kids are picking sports teams now is like whatever sports team they play the most in a video game. So like for whatever reason, if a team is really good, and I live in California, but the teams across the country, that might end up becoming my team because of video games. So just the way in which like people are inspired to work, like for you watching that show, wanting to become a lawyer at the time, and now realizing that like actually hiring a lawyer is probably cooler. And then just like kids, not even based off where they're raised, obviously that's a big part of it, but just the video games they play and the teams that they rep a lot is like the team that they live for. And then those things kind of get passed down to their kids. So it's just interesting how people like form opinions and habits based off of, I guess, culture.
Absolutely. Go Bengals, by the way. Yeah.
Is that your team?
But dude, I'm like in Canada, like football's not really a thing. And so the only reason I know football is because of Ben. So Ben is like the plug for football, and I just watch football with him. And then he put me on the Bengals. He's from Cincy. So yeah, like I
Nice.
now can, and we're going all the way, bro.
That's
Going all
cool. That's awesome.
Okay. Last one, I got biz update for Chase and Mace. I want you to talk about your LinkedIn thing, and then I want to talk about the B2B side of stuff that we're doing right now because it might be kind of exciting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dude. I mean, ever since we had that episode, I don't know, maybe a month ago, let's call it, you definitely kind of lit the fire to me. And I kind of said at the same time, the girl on my team was like, I need help. Like, I need to hire people. So we're up to 3 people now, not including myself. So we've got three people from the Ukraine, these 3 women from the Ukraine that are amazing. And we're actually interviewing this week and next week a fourth person. So the team's growing, the service is growing. The other day I posted that we had acquired 103 clients. I think we're up to like 107 total clients acquired. Not everyone's retained. I think we're at like 90-ish clients. So we've had, 90% of people so far that have joined the program stick around, and a few people, maybe 1 or 2 people churn every kind of a couple months. So started in April, churn's good, almost 4 people on the team. I'm pretty stoked, dude. It's been great.
Yeah, man. And from what I've heard, like the challenges that you guys are facing are more of like demand issues than anything else. Or sorry, supply issues. Like you don't have a demand problem.
Yes.
Um, where like most of the time businesses are like, how do I get more leads in? How do I get more customers, whatever. Like you guys are kind of humming along and you need to bring on more people to support the amount of people that want your thing.
Yes.
And like I personally think that like you're only selling maybe 10 to 15% as hard as you could be selling. I know how like I
Yeah.
know if there were no like technical restrictions, like dude, we would shoot this thing up. It would be crazy. Like I still want to do like some sort of JV. Like I want to just like get in there and just do a webinar for you or something like that because I would just entertain everybody. And we'd run it up and we do pay like it'd be great. Um, so yeah, I mean, like, dude, you got that. This thing is gonna go for a while. I don't think LinkedIn's going anywhere. I think you guys have a really cool, unique, super unique mechanism that literally no one else can do because you're you, right?
Yeah.
So like, you can't be cloned. Like it's sick. So I'm stoked for you, and I can't wait to see where this goes.
Oh yeah, bro. Appreciate you. All right, well, let's hear your update. I'm dying to know yours. I kind of obviously know it, but I'm curious what you're
Yeah,
going to share.
yeah. So this, I mean, I'm assuming this is mostly business owners who listen to this podcast. I know that we always talk about how we got some funny characters who love us, which I think is hilarious because we got some people from my side and a lot
Yeah.
of people from your side. And it's just like they're kind of meshing together, listening to us talk, and it's like a crossover episode every single week. Um, and it's like the cast of The Sopranos was on like a Disney movie or something like that, you know? It's like what the fuck is going on?
That's
Um,
awesome.
so I have this program called Copy MBA, specifically the inner circle, where we take copywriters, we train them to be magnificent. We basically turn them into little clones of me and my coaches who are also magnificent copywriters. And right now, we're sort of like installing them in businesses for free. So like you obviously have to pay the copywriter, but you don't pay us anything. So like typically you have like a recruiting model where it's like your brother does recruiting. Sometimes they charge like a flat fee. Sometimes they charge like a percent of the salary that you end up paying them for a year. These are contractors. And so right now, because we just want to provide more value to the copywriters that are in the inner circle, we're just giving them out.
Yeah.
And so, um, I mean, it's kind of a shout, I guess. Like if Chase, would you mind like dropping the job form link in the description here or something like that?
Yeah. 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 For sure.
We
For
we
sure.
basically we basically set it up where it's like if you're a business owner, you need a copywriter, you want to hire someone, just let us know like your name, what kind of business you have, what you need them to do, and your budget, and we'll hook you up within 24 hours. The thing is, I talked to the client I sent you guys today, and they said that we should be charging for this. I personally didn't. I don't like. I have a belief that needs to be broken in my brain where I don't think that people would pay money. So like, listen, I don't know. If that proves to be false, then we will start charging. Not right now, but maybe in the next month or two or three, we'll start charging for this. So, but as of right now, it's free. Do you think that I should be charging for this, Chase? Like, how? What should I do?
Do I think you should? It depends. Do I think you could? For sure. I mean, like if you look at like Marketer, for example, like they're doing the exact same thing with that you're doing. You're doing copywriters, they're doing marketers. So, and
Hmm.
they're a huge business. So I think people would absolutely pay for this. But I also think right now that like you're just so focused on over delivering value to your group that just giving it away for free kind of serves that purpose today. And as I think you have, a bunch more people that want to join the inner circle or want this, then it's just like, dude, it makes sense for you to charge, right? And charge the businesses, whether it's like a monthly fee, a one-time fee. I definitely think you could charge. And I'll definitely link to this, and I'm going to start including it in my newsletter more because this is something that, there's no reason. Like there's nothing like this right now that exists. There's no great way to find vetted copywriters. It's a pain. I mean, dude, we've got a few dozen copywriters on the team at any point in time at the agency, and it's really hard to find good people, especially freelance people. So this is great. No, this is great for sure.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I think, and dude, I think we've already gotten like a dozen people hired, and this has been open for like a couple of weeks.
So
And so
cool.
obviously it's on them to close, but like, it's on the freelancer and the business owner to come to an agreement. So like, it's not just like an automatic yes, but we're getting people hired, we're getting people copywriters, and these people are
Yes.
good. These people are performing. So it's
Heck
cool,
yeah.
man. But I mean, yeah, I'm happy that our businesses are doing well, bro. Look at us. It's almost Q4. Oh, last update.
Yeah.
Remember what I said if I didn't do a mill in Q3, I'd shave my head.
Yeah. Yeah. You growing your hair out, or you gonna go bald?
We hit a mill on the last day in August. So we have a
Heck,
whole another month that
heck yeah.
we could basically make zero and I still won't have to shave my head.
Heck yeah. No, I obviously knew that and I saw the tweet and I engaged with that and you obviously share the numbers, but wanted to pump you up so people were guessing. Dude, congrats. I'm really excited to see what September brings. I think when you set the goal, it was not a stretch goal because it wasn't unrealistic, but it was like a goal. In in hindsight for Q4, you're gonna have to set like a goal that's like even harder because dude, I can't believe how yeah, it's insane that you crushed it. August was massive.
Try and do 2 mil in Q4.
Okay. We'll let you keep the hair though, because you already passed the first goal. It's not double or nothing, but
Yeah. Imagine you go double bald. How do you do that? More bald and shave
yeah.
my arm. Too.
Yeah, all the
Something.
hair. Yeah, exactly.
It was cat, like a little lizard. All right.
Oh man. Dude, great episode.
Well, good episode, Chase. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Heck yeah.
You can find us on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube at Cardinal Mason, on Instagram at Cardinal Mace, Ecom Chase Diamond, no A in Diamond on Twitter, and obviously it's Chase Diamond on LinkedIn. Go flood our inboxes and
Heck
also
yeah.
let us give you a copywriter for free.
Let's do it. All right, brother. Cheers.